Good afternoon, friend. This is our next lecture for the SQL. In today's lecture, we are going to study the SQL transactions. What are the transactions is there in SQL? After that, how to implement transaction using SQL. Okay, begin transaction, set, all these steps we have to study. After that, we have to study the DLL, DML, DCL, and DSQL. Okay, so without wasting our time, we will start with the lecture. SQL transactions are there. Okay, what are the transaction? Transaction group a set of tasks into a single execution unit. Each transaction begins with a specific task and ends with all the tasks in the group successfully complete. If any of the tasks fail, the transaction failed. Therefore, a transaction has only two results. So, say success or failure is there, right? At incomplete step result in the failure of the transaction. A transaction database transaction by definition must be atomic, consistent, isolated, and durable. These are popularly known as the ACID properties. Clear? How to implement the transaction using SQL? Following commands are used to control the transaction. It is important to note that these statements cannot be used while creating tables and are only used with the DML commands such as insert, update, and delete. These are the commands which control the transaction operation. First is begin transaction. It is indicates the start point of the explicit or local transaction. Syntax for that begin transaction, transaction name, comma is there. Okay. Second is set transaction. Place a name on a transaction. Here we can place a name on a transaction. Syntax is for set transaction is read, write, and read only is there. Bracket complete. This is the syntax for set transaction. Third is commit. If everything is in order with all the statements within a single transaction, all changes are recorded together in a database is called committed. The commit command save all the transactions to the database since the last commit or rollback command is there. Okay, syntax for commit is example is there, sample table 1 is there. Okay, here is roll number are there 1 2 3 4 3 2, right? Names are there, address, phone numbers, and age there. This is the table. Following is an example which will delete these records from the table which have age of 20 and then commit the change in the data database. Okay, we have to delete the data whose age is 20. See here, queries are there. Delete from student where age is equals to 20. Commit is there. Then output is thus two rows from the table would be delete and the select statement would look like here in given there is a six rows are there, six and two students have age of 20. Then as I give instruction commit delete the sorry delete from students where age is 20 and commit, then we will get the revised or update table which do not contains the 20 age students. Okay, Next is rollback. If any error occurred with any of the SQL group statements, all the changes need to be aborted. The process of reversing changes is called a rollback. This command can only be used to undo transactions since the last commit or rollback command was issued. Okay, rollback. For example, from the above example, sample table 1, delete those records from the table which have age of 20, then roll back the change in the database. What happened while we will go through the table number 1, there 6 students are there and 2 students in that whose 20 age. We delete the 2 students name whose age is 20 in last commit instruction. In rollback we have to do this. Rollback is there. Again I want that information in a table, then I have to roll back it. Okay. See, example is from the above example, sample table 1. Delete those records from the table which have age 20 and then roll back the change in the database. Queries are there. Delete from student where age is equals to 20, roll back. I get the output all the 6 students. Okay, roll back means recovered, undo is there, which is deleted previously. It again roll back to the updated data. 6 students are there now. 20 age is also present, right? Save point is there. Create point within the group of transaction in which to roll back. A save point is a point in a transaction in which you can roll the transaction back to a certain point without rolling back the entire transaction. Okay. Syntax for save point command is save point underscore name is there. Comma is must. This command is used only in the creation of save point among all the transactions. In general, rollback is used to undo a group of transactions. Syntax for rolling back to save point command. Roll back to save point name. You can roll back to any save point at any time to return the appropriate data to its original state. Okay. Example is from the above example, table number 1. Though delete those records from the table which have age 20, then roll back the change in the database by keeping save point. Then query is save point sp1, save point created, delete from the student where age is 20, deleted, save point sp2, save point created. Here sp1 is first save point created before deletion. In this example, one deletion have taken place. After deletion, again save point 2 is created. Output is here. Here delete the 20 age, right? Deletion have been taken place, but let us assume that have a change your mind and decide the rollback to the save point that you identify as sp1 which is before deletion. Okay, deletion is undone by this statement rollback to sp1. As you know, rollback is used to recover the deletion. Then we can give any name to the deleted data, then we can easily got the our information here. Here is next is release save point. Release save point. This command is used to remove a save point that you have created. Right? Syntax is there. Released save point name. Once a save point has been released, you can no longer once a save point has been released, you can no longer use the rollback command to undo transaction performed since the last save point. It is used to initiate a database transaction and used to specify characteristics of the transaction that follow. Clear? Now SQL in that DDL, DML, TCL and DCL we have to study. In this article, we will be discussing data definition language. DDL means data definition language, DML means data manipulation language, TCL means transaction control language, and DCL means data control language. SQL commands are there. First is DDL, DML, DCL and TCL. In DDL there is a create, alter, drop, rename, truncate and commit. In DML, select, insert, update, delete, merge, call, explain, plan, lock table is there. In DCL there are grant, revoke, right? In TCL, commit, rollback, save points, set transactions. These are the points. Okay. First is DDL means data definition language. Data definition language is used to define the database structure or schema. DDL is also used to specify the additional properties of data, the storage structure and access methods used by the database system by a set of statements in a special type of DDL. Called a data storage and definition language. These statements defines the implementation details of the database schema, which are usually hidden from the users. The data value stored in the database must specify the consistency constraints. Okay. For example, suppose the university requires that the account balance of the department must have never been negative. The DDL provides the facility to specify such constraint. Right? The database system checks these constraints every time the database is updated. In general, a constraint can be an arbitrary predict pertaining to the database. However, arbitrary predicts may be costly to the test. Thus, the database system implements integrity constraints that can be tested with minimal overhead. Okay. First one is domain constraints are there. A domain of possible value must be associated with every attribute. For example, integral type, character type, date time types. Declaring an attributes to of a particular domain act as a constraint on the value that it can take. Okay. Referential integrity is there. There are cases where we wish to ensure that a value appears in one relation for a given set of attributes also appears in a certain set of attributes in another relation. That is referential integrity. For example, the department listed for each course must be one that actually exists. Assertion. An assertion is any conditions that the database must always satisfy. Domain constraint and integrity constraints are special form of assertions. Next is authorization. We may want to differentiate among the users as far as the type of access they are permitted on various data values in database. These differentiation are expressed in terms of authorization, the most common being read authorization, which allow reading but not modification of data, insert authorization, which allow insertion of new data but not modification of existing data. Update authorization, which allows no notification but not deletion. Some commands are create. Create is used to create the object in database. Alert, alert the structure of database. Drop is used to delete the object from database. Rename is used to rename an object. Following SQL DDL statements defines the departmental table. Okay. Create table department. Then department name characters 20, building characters 15 and budget numeric is 12 2. Execution of the above DDL statement creates the department table with 3 columns: department name, building and budget, which each of which has a specific data type associated with it. Okay, this is all about DDL. Now we will move further towards the DML, data manipulation language. Data manipulation language statements are used for managing the data with a schema object. Data manipulation language are of two types. First one is procedural data manipulation language and second is declarative data manipulation language. In procedural data manipulation language requires a user to specify what data are needed and how to get those data. Okay, what data are needed and how to get those data. Next is declarative data manipulative language. It also refers as a non-procedural data manipulation language. It requires a user to specify what data are needed without specifying how to get those data. Declarative data manipulation language are usually easier to learn and use than procedural data manipulation language. However, since the user does not have to specify how to get the data, the database system has to figure out an efficient means of accessing data. Some commands are there. Select command is retrieve data from the database. Insert command is used to insert the data into the table. Update command is update existing data with a table. Delete command deletes all record from a table space for the remaining records remain. Example of SQL query that find the name of all instructions in the history department. Select instructor dot name, then from instructor, and after that where instructor dot department name is equals to history. The query specifies that those row from the table instructor where the department name is history must be retrieved and name attributes of these rows must be displayed. Okay, it's all about the data manipulation language. Now our next point is TCL, Transaction Control Language. Transaction Control Language commands are used to manage transactions in the database. Those are used to manage the changes made by DML statements. It also allows statements to be grouped together into a logical transactions. Examples of TCL commands. First one is commit. Commit command is used to permanently save any transaction, okay, into the database. Commit command is used to permanently save any transaction into the database. Next is rollback. Rollback command restores the data to last committed state. It also used with save point command to jump to a save point in the transaction. Next is save point. Save point command is used to temporarily save the transaction so that you can roll back to that point where necessary, whenever necessary. Clear? We already discussed the commit command, rollback command, save point command with the help of example of table number 1, where we delete the student data whose age is 20. After that we also restore by using the rollback. Also we save it using the save point. Okay, it's all about the TCL, transaction control language. Now we will move further towards the DCL, data control language. Data control language is there. A data control language is a syntax similar to a computer programming language which is used to control the access to data stored in a database. There is authorization. In particular, it is a component of structured query language, SQL. Structured query language means SQL, right? Example of DCL commands are grant. Grant command allows specified users to perform specified tasks. Second command is revoke. Revoke command cancel previously granted or denied permissions. Okay. The operations for which privileges may be granted to or revoked from a user or role apply to both the data definition language and data manipulation language and may include connect, select, insert, update, delete, execute and uses. In this art or Oracle database, executing a DCL command issue an implicit commit, hence you cannot roll back the command. Now we will move towards the SQL data type. Okay, like in other programming language, SQL also have a certain data types available. A brief idea of all the data types are discussed below. First one is binary data type. There are 4 subtypes of these data type which are given below. For data type are binary, ver binary max and image. In binary, there is a maximum length of 8000 bytes. Fixed length binary data is there in binary, 8000 bytes. Word binary maximum length of 8000 bytes, variable length binary data. Here we can vary the binary data up to 8000 bytes. In binary there is fixed size. Word binary maximum length of 231 bytes. SQL Server 2005 only. Variable length binary data is there. Okay. Image maximum length of 2 crore 147 lakh 483,647 bytes. Variable length binary data is there. Okay. Next is exact numeric data type. Exact numeric data type. What happens? There are 9 subtypes which are given below in table. The table contains the range of data in a particular type. For exact numeric data type, there is a big int, small int, tiny int, bit, decimal, numeric, money and small money. Its range here. Observe this table and make it remember. Next step is approximate numeric data type. The subtypes of these data types are given in the table with the range. Float and real are present in approximate numeric data type. Their ranges from digits to digits. Observe this and make it remember. Next is character string data type. In character string data type, there is a character, word character max, and text is there. Is also a fixed length non-Unicode characters are there in character. Its maximum length is 8000 characters. In word character, it is a variable length non-Unicode characters are there in word character and its maximum length is 8000 characters. Word character max in their SQL Server 2005 only. Variable length non-Unicode code is there and its maximum length is 231 characters. In text, it is text also a variable length non-Unicode data and maximum length is 2 crore 147 lakh 483,647 characters are there. Next data type is Unicode character string data type. N character, N word character max. Same for N character, it is a fixed length Unicode character with character 400 character size. Observe this chart and make it remember. After that there is a data and time. Data type is there. The details are given below in table. Observe the table and make it remember. Date time is there. Small date time also is there. Now our next topic is SQL view. View in SQL. View in SQL are like kind of virtual table. A view also has row and columns as they are in real table in the database. We can create a view selecting field from one or more tables present in a database. A view can either have all the rows of a table or specific row based on certain conditions. In this article, we will learn about the creating, deleting and updating view. Sample table is there. Student details are there in table. There are 5 ID and 5 students name and their addresses is there in table. In second table there is the students marks are there with ages and name. For creating view, we can create view using a create view statement. A view can be created from a single table or multiple tables. Syntax for creating a view is create view, view name as, select column 1, column 2 up to what number you want the columns. From table name where condition. View name is name for the view, table name is name for the table, and condition to select the row. Example of creating a view from a single table. In this example, we will create a view named detail view from the table students detail. Query. Create view details view as, select name address from student details is, where s underscore id is less than 5 means 5 up to 5 students. To see the data in view, we can query the view of the same manner as we query a table. Select from detail view. Output is this. Harsh, Anish, Pratik, Dhanraj. Less than 5, that's why 4 students are there. It's not less than or equal to, then 5 students will be there in output. In this example, we will create a view name student name from the table name detail. Query is create view name student name. Select s underscore id name from student details. Order by name. If we now query the view as, id is there and name is there. Okay. Creating a view from multiple tables. In this example, we will create a view name marked view from 2 tables, student details and student marks, to create a view. Now we get the marks and name also. From multiple table, we can simply include multiple tables in the select statement. Create view mark view as, select students details name student details in address, student dot marks from student details student marks, where student details names are student marks dot name. To display data of view, mark view. Our output is name, address and marks of the student. This is all about the creating a view. Now deleting the view. We have learned about creating a view, but what if a created view is not needed anymore? Obviously, we will want to delete it. SQL allows us to delete the existing view. We can apply or drop a view using the drop statement. Syntax for is drop view name. View name, name of the view which want to delete. For example, if you want to delete the view mark view, we can do this as drop view mark view. Drop command is used to delete the statement or view. Here next is updating a view. There are certain conditions needed to satisfy to update a view. If any one of these conditions is not met, then we will not be allowed to update the view. The select statement which is used to create the view should not include group by cause or order by clause. The select statement should not have the distinct keyword. The view should have all not null value. The view should not be created using nested queries or complex queries. The view should be created from the single table. If the view is created using multiple tables, then we will not be allowed to update the view. We can use the create or replace view statement to add or remove the field from the view. Create or replace view name as select column 1, column 2 from table name where condition. For example, if you want to update the view, mark view and add the field age to this view from student mark table, we can do this as create or replace view mark view as select student details name, student detail address, student mark student mark dot age from student mark where student detail dot name student mark dot name. If we fetch all the data from mark view now as this is name are there, address are there, mark is there, age is there. Okay, inserting a row in a view, we can insert a row in a view in a same way as we do in a table. We can use the insert into the statement or SQL to insert a row in a view syntax. Insert into a view name column 1, 2, 3 up to n number of columns we can use. Values also value is value 1, 2 up to n values. View name the view. Example, if we below example we insert a new row in the view detail view which we have created above in the example of creating view from a single table. Insert into a details view, name and address is there, value is Suresh and Gurgaon. If we fetch all the details in a view as name is there and address is there, Harsh from Kolkata, Ashish from Durgapur, Pratik from Delhi, Dhanraj for Bihar and Suresh for Gurgaon. Delete a row from a view. Deleting row from a view, it is also simple as deleting a row from a table. We can use the delete statement of SQL to delete the row from a view. Also delete a row from a view. First delete the row from the actual table and the change is then reflected in the view syntax. Okay, delete from the view name where conditions are there. View name is there, name of view from where we want to delete rows are condition to select the row is there. Example, in this example we will delete the last row from the view details. where Suresh from Gurgaon is this information present, right? We just add the above example in inserting row, delete from the detail view where name is Suresh. If we face the details view now, we get the output like this. Harsh from Kolkata, Ashish from Durgapur, Pratik from Delhi and Dhanraj from Bihar. Clear. With check option, the with check option clause in SQL, it is very useful clause for view. It is also applicable to a update table view. If the view is not update, then there is no meaning of including these clause in the create view statement. Okay, the with check option clause, it is used to prevent the insertion of row in the view where the condition is where cause is created view statement is not satisfied. If we have used to with check option clause, create view statement, if the update or insert clause does not satisfy the condition, they will return an error. Okay, example is in the below example we are creating a view, sample view from the student details table. In the with checkpoint options clause, create view sample view as a select as id name from student details where name is not null, with check option is there. In this view we now try to insert a new row with null value of the name column, then it will give an error. Because the view is created, then the condition from name column and not null. For example, through the view is updatable, but then also be below query for this view is not valid. Insert into a sample view, value is there. Clear. Use of view is a good database should contain a view due to this given reason. One is restricting data access. View provide an additional level of table security by restricting access to the predetermined set of rows and columns of a table. Second is hiding data complexity. A view can hide the complexity that exists in a multiple table join. Third one is specify commands for the user. View allows the user to select information from the multiple tables without requiring the users to actually know how to perform a join. Next is store complex queries. View can be used to store the complex queries. Next is rename columns. View can also be used to rename the columns without affecting the database table. Providing the number of columns in a view must attach the number of columns specified in select statement. Just renaming help to hide the name of the columns to the database table. Okay, and last one is multiple view facility. Okay, different view can be created on the same table for different uses. This is all about view, its uses and different commands. In this is all about today's lecture. In today's lecture we see the transaction control commands, different commands we have seen. Okay, thank you for today's lecture. In this lecture we have covered the all the commands, how it used and where it is used, and what are the syntax DDL, DML, DCL and TCL. These four commands we used, and after that which with example we solve the problem. Please go through that this lecture. This is very important for you. Very basic knowledge is there and simple examples which are given to you to understand the concept. Thank you.